it's Kales, and I had a totally completely different video planned for you guys today. Then I realized it's the last day in July, so I should probably do a wrap-up. So that's what you're gonna get at this moment. But what's a little weird about this wrap-up is, one, I read less books than I ever intended to. Two, I only read 2 books off of my TBR. 3, I don't have most of the books that I read because pretty much all of them were library books. But here goes nothing. I read a total of 6 books in the month of July, which is a little low for me considering last month I read 10, the previous month before I read 9, and the month before that I read 8. 6 is still pretty much an accomplishment, I would say. The first book that I finished was actually one of the ones on my TBR, and that was Monologue by Jon Macks. And this is a book about a man who has written for Jay Leno for 22 years. He's also written 8 Oscars. He's a huge comedy writer, and I admire him very much. But this book specifically focused on late night's influence on politics, which was fascinating. I think I gave this book like a 3.5, 4 out of 5 stars, something like that, because it was a nonfiction book, which I really did enjoy, and I really liked the comedic aspect of it, but it wasn't a lot of his writing. It was a lot of jokes he had written that he stuck in there, and then some other influences, and I don't know. I think this is like the 4th book he's written, and I'd be really interested to read some of his other ones, which is why I gave it such a high rating, because I really still did like it, and I liked his writing style. I just wish there was a little bit more oomph to it. The next book that I read was How to Succeed in Business Without Even Trying by Leifer, and Leifer is also a comedy writer, and I found this book randomly on the library shelves. It actually had some great advice. I rated it a 4 out of 5 stars, and I really enjoyed not only Carol's backstory and learning more about her as a woman, as a comedian, but as a professional, and how you should treat people and in any business, and different tricks of the trade, so to speak. Not just for the entertainment industry, but like in general, and how to like go after what you want. The 3rd book that I read in the month of July was the one that probably took me the longest to get through, and that was The Republic of Imagination by Azar Nafisi. This was another nonfiction book. If you couldn't tell, I was on a bit of a nonfiction kick this month. This book was about books in America, and it was told by this woman. She's from Iran, and she has taught at universities both in Iran and in America, and it was about the perspective of America through literature, like learning about Dorothy's Kansas, Huck's Mississippi, and she talked about America and its status now, as well as how foreigners view it through 3 different books. And I thought it was fascinating, interesting. I think I also gave it like a 4 out of 5 stars, and it was just a wonderful exploration into education, into literature, and into foreign relations as well. I highly enjoyed it and was really surprised. I first heard about it over at Jen Campbell's channel because she had gotten the book, and I am now convinced to read Azar Nafisi's other book, Reading Lolita in Tehran. Next, I read a really interesting book called Chopsticks, and I picked it up solely for the purpose that it was very visual. And I don't know if you call it a graphic novel. I don't really know what these novels are called. If you do know, let me know in the comments below because I'd be really interested to learn. But Chopsticks was weird. A physical graphic memoir of this relationship between this boy and this girl. And it was beautiful to read because it was it was like a kind of a mystery book in a way. You had to like pick up on the clues and the pictures and stuff. But the ending I didn't quite understand. It made me, I don't know, it's just hard to explain if you haven't read the book, and I don't know, it kind of ruined it for me, even though it was already weird to begin with. So not one of my favorites. Cool concept, not so great story. Next, I have the actual physical book with me. Woohoo! And that's called Breaking Sky by McCarthy. I adored this book. This got me out of my nonfiction kick, felt like it got me out of my reading slump. It was so fast-paced and amazing, and I'm doing a full review on it. I've already filmed half of it, and once that video is done, I will link you guys to that so that you can watch my full review on this amazing book. But just to give you a heads up, I rated about 4.5 out of 5 stars. I really liked it, and I can't wait to tell you guys all about it. And finally, guys, I realized today was the last day of July, which means I had one chance to finish this book, and I'm so proud that I can say I did it. I finished The Elite. Woohoo! 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 I did it! I got through it! I just sat down and I just cranked through it. I kid you not, that's what I did this morning, and I'm so glad that I did. I don't know what I'm gonna do about this series because I get like 100 pages in and I want to chuck them across the room because I don't like it and I don't like what's going on, but now that I'm finished, I have to finish the series. I was like, I gotta go pick up the 1 now. I have to like start reading it. And what did I do? I started reading the 1 already. And I'm like, really? So I have to give this series props for not letting me put it down, even though it's so irritating and frustratingly good. I don't even know if I can call it that. But I have to give it some props, which is why I give it about 3 out of 5 stars, because for some reason I still have to keep reading it, even though it irritates the living daylights out of me and took me literally all month to read. If you follow me on Goodreads, you will have seen that I was reading this book from the start of July all the way to the last day. I'm proud to say I did it, and now I'm moving on to the 1. So that's it. That's all. That's my unimpressive July wrap-up. It actually is impressive. I mean, 6 books is a big deal, and I'm really proud of myself. It just looks unimpressive because I don't have them all. So let me know what you guys read in the month of July. Better yet, make a video and link it down below. I'd be happy to watch it and discuss it with you guys. I'm really excited to start Booktube-a-thon, which is the first week in August, which is why I am not doing a TBR for August, because I already did a Booktube-a-thon TBR. So yeah, until next time, guys, bye! Nafisi? Something, I feel bad, I can't pronounce it correctly.